Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and this is my concept for a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition modern campaign. So recently, in Unearthed Arcana, they published modern magic rules, and the Dungeon Master Guide has rules for firearms in it. And so Wizards of the Coast has unlocked enough content to be able to run a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition modern campaign. And so this is my campaign concept for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition modern campaign. So it starts in Faerun, and in Faerun there are two wizards. There's a wizard by the name of Uja, and Uja has dedicated himself to increasing his own powers in order to accomplish secret goals that he has set. And he will stop at nothing to increase his own power in order to accomplish these goals. And he's a very high-level wizard, and for the last 18 months in Faerun, he has gone on a holy tear, and he has accomplished some significant events. So one of the things he's done is he has stolen the 10 most powerful magic swords in Faerun at the time. And so he has these incredibly, these highly enchanted magical swords, which he's stolen from various knights and from various adventurers. And also, actually more significant than that, he has stolen one of each chromatic, he has stolen a dragon egg from one of each type of chromatic dragon: blue, red, white, green, and black. And he has also stolen one of each metallic dragon egg type. So he has a dragon egg for brass, bronze, copper, silver, and gold. And so he does this, and all along he has been thwarted, but highly unsuccessfully, by Quairen. Quairen is a wizard who has dedicated herself to, and everything she can, given everything she can, for all the years she's been studying arcane magic, to help the downtrodden and to fight those that she believes care not for the downtrodden. And so Quairen has been trying to thwart him and trying to stop Uja, but she has not been successful. So Uja brings together all 10 dragon eggs, and he brings together all 10 magical swords. And so he begins a ritual, and he suspends in midair, in a circle around him, all 10 of the magical dragon eggs, of the dragon eggs, and all 10, he magically suspends above each one of those eggs the 10 magical swords. And he is going to time this ritual so that he will allow the magical swords to drop through each of the dragon eggs, slaying each one of these, infant dragons. And so it's pretty significant, and then he's going to absorb all the sacrifice energy from this into himself to just catapult himself into a level of arcane power that will allow him to accomplish every goal he set. And so Quairen comes, and of course she interrupts the ritual right at its peak, and her allies, and she has 11 allies, fight against Uja's allies, and he has 15 allies who are all close to the ritual, and they have a major fight. And so Quairen's allies and Uja's allies, who are all adventurers of different types, are fighting. And Quairen and the few allies she has that are also arcane casters, and actually some clerics as well, begin to cast into the ritual protecting magic on each of the dragon eggs, right? And at the same time, Quairen and Uja, they pull out all the stops. They begin using high level magic spells that they don't even have finished, stuff that nobody's seen before, in order to get the better of the other arcane wizard. And so in the middle of this high-powered ritual, two arcane casters are battling, and there are spells being thrown in at the casters, at the eggs, and it's just a big magical maelstrom. It becomes so powerful and so chaotic that it actually pushes out each of the magic it pushes out the swords and the dragons and the magical swords and the dragon eggs out of Faerun and into an entire different dimension. And each of those magic eggs and each of the swords are propelled into 2015 United States of America, our world. Okay? And so they're pushed out and they are displaced. And so the brass dragon egg drops right down in Los Angeles. The copper dragon egg drops into Seattle. The bronze dragon egg drops into Salt Lake City. The gold dragon egg drops into Chicago. The silver dragon egg drops into Denver. And in addition to that, the blue dragon egg drops into New York. The black dragon egg drops into Philadelphia. The green dragon egg drops into Boston. The red dragon egg drops into Atlanta. And the white dragon egg drops into Nashville. And as you can imagine, when these drop in, no one really understands what's happened. Nobody really understands in Faerun what's happened, and nobody understands in our world what happens, except for a very small contingent of people who see some clues, who understand Dungeons and Dragons, and realize that the reason this has occurred is because Faerun is not, and Dungeons and Dragons, essentially those realms, are not fantasy. They are real worlds where Gary Gygax went back in 1967, 6 years before he published Dungeons and Dragons, and actually witnessed all those realms that are in Dungeons and Dragons. And when he came back and made the game, what he was really doing was he was secreting a map to those realms and kind of putting into existence a level of saying, of almost giving clues that this other world existed. But now the two worlds have collided, and it's going to take heroes in order to solve this adventure. And now I just want to talk about, so to my players, we are in the middle of, we have just finished the story arc. So you guys have finished Lewis and Clarking in Olmir and Aesion. And we have a game en route. Now actually, I actually thought we were at a pretty significant break point, because you guys had brought over the entire slave race of Darsa and all those different people, right? Well, of Darsa and the Catfolk, right? Now you guys immediately decided, hey, we want to go to war, right? And which was really surprising to me, because you actually want to make sure that the Grey Riders are taken care of, right? But we are at somewhat of a break point, and so what I am proposing is, I got very excited about Modern Magic, clearly, when I read it, and especially when I watched the Nerdarchy video, and so I'm excited and I'd like to run this. But I want you guys as the players to be able to get a say in this. Do we continue with Olmir and Aesion, go right into the next traditional fantasy genre game, and just continue and finish out the war? We have 1 to 3 sessions left in in that campaign, because I originally planned that as a 6-session arc. But also, or do we want to jump in and let this, which I believe is going to be a 3-session arc, do we want to give this Modern Magic campaign a shot? And I am super excited about this, and I think one of the things that's really interesting about this is we now have the rules to do it. We didn't really have the rules previously. I think we have everything we need to run this now. And so I'm really interested. Now, if you're interested in this, what we would do is we would start this on our next campaign, on our next campaign session, which is on August 29th, and you guys would have your choice. You could bring in and you could play an ally coming from Quairen's allies, or I would even allow you to play an ally from Uja's side, if you gave me a reason why that person would be willing to help the good side, or actually, I hate to say good because I didn't want to label them evil, but so if you would be willing to help the Nerdarchy crew and the allies of Quairen. But so you can play a traditional 4th level Dungeons and Dragons character that has come over with the dragon eggs and with the swords, or you can play a soldier, or a private investigator, or a mercenary, or a bounty hunter from Earth, right? Traditional character. Or even cooler, and I think this is a great idea, you can play yourself, right? And so one of the things that's going to happen right out of the gate is you're going to be able to have mapped onto yourself, you're going to have an opportunity to have 4 levels of D&D character class levels mapped onto you yourself, and then you will play yourself in the game. So that's 3 options you have, and I think one of the great cool things is we have all those options because it's a modern game. So you can play a D&D character, you can play yourself, you can play an Earth character. And so clearly I'm really excited about this. I think it's a cool idea. But we started the Old Mirror Aesyon game. If you guys want to finish that, let's do it now. If we want to put that on hold and try this modern game, I'm super psyched to do that. I will honor both, and I'm going to do a great game and make sure that either one of these, whatever you guys choose to do, is handled in the proper way with a lot of excitement and done well. But I wanted to put this in front of you because I was excited about it. It's kind of a neat concept, I thought. We can try it if you guys are interested. Let me know what you think. Take care.